The first few items I'm going to show you are items that grant you lightning charges. The first one, probably the first item that is linked to lightning charges you'll come across, is here in the Blighted Village. Got the windmill, we've got barkers going around. Come down into this wooden hatch and look inside this chest, heavy chest, and we find the Speedy Lightfeet. What do? When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain 3 lightning charges. So we can't expect to put this on now and get lightning charges. It has to be during combat. And one thing I want to point out is this is medium armor. It requires medium armor proficiency. So if I got my wizard here to actually wear them, he now cannot actually cast any spells. So you don't want to be putting this onto any old character. You need to make sure that they are proficient with medium armor. And it can be a very good idea to give rogues medium armor proficiency almost for this item alone. The next item can be found in the Shattered Saxon, which is inside the Goblin Camp, next to where you find Night Warden Minthara. In this chest just behind her, we have the Watersparkers. When the wearer stands in water during combat, it becomes electrified, so a bit like the previous boots. This only applies during combat, and if you start your turn on an electrified surface, you gain 3 lightning charges. You might have noticed I'm on a different character. I've basically got some loads and jumping around characters because I got saves at roughly the right places. The next item, or well, set of items really, we can choose only one of 3. We need to save Councillor Floric. You can charge through the front door. It's a bit difficult actually if you go that way. If you've picked up the Everbone Blade, this is easy. Any slashing weapon, and you can dip it in fire. It makes these things easier. What we're going to do is actually come in around the side, because slashing weapons do double damage. Doors are vulnerable to it. And Councillor Floric comes out the side here. Much easier and quicker to do it that way than any other way that I've seen. I'm going to jump down. I'm going to speak to Councillor Floric. I'm going to skip through this for the purpose of the video. And then we get a choice of one of 3 weapons. The Sparkypoints, which is a trident. When you deal damage using it, you get 2 lightning charges. Or Joltshooter. When you deal damage using it, you get 2 lightning charges. Or Spellsparkler. When the wielder deals damage with a spell or a cantrip, they gain 2 lightning charges. I'm going to pick up Spellsparkler because I think it's the most interesting. It's now time to move on to items that use lightning charges. And the first one we're going to go to is actually, we have to come to this cave where the gnolls are attacking, save Rugen and his buddy, and then go visit the Zentarim. Speak to Zaris, and go and speak to Brem.
Did that artist really says it's mute? Well, if you have the gold.
Trade with Brem, and here we have the Jolty Vest. When the wearer takes damage while having lightning charges, the attacker must succeed a dexterity saving throw or become shocked. So I've started a combat. I've equipped Lae'zel with the Speedy Lightfeet and the Jolty Vest. So if I dash, you can see I get 3 lightning charges. And just for the sake of this video, let's get us some more. So what do lightning charges do? Well, if you've got any number of lightning charges, you get +1 to attack rolls and +1 lightning damage, a little bit like having a +1 weapon. If you get up to 5 charges get consumed, and the next time you deal damage, you deal an additional 1d8 lightning damage, but you don't keep these forever. Every turn, that number goes down by 1. Wait to see if any of these guys are going to hit me. It's Lae'zel's turn again, none of them hit her. I want to point out she's now gone down to 5 lightning charges, and just to stack them up, just going to make it go up to 8. There we are. So now Ollie is shocked. We've still got lightning charges. Well, they're shocked. Disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. That's quite strong actually, using dexterity. And let's just show you the use of having lightning charges. Try and get Zaris. There we are. We did an extra 1d8 lightning damage because I had more than 5. I had 7 lightning charges, which has now gone down to 2 because 5 of them got consumed. But we still have lightning charges because we've got 2 here. In the swamp area, the sheep are just up above here. Come down this way. Come over to here. We've got the wood woads and the ancient mud mephits. Open up this chest. We find the Sparkle Hands. The wearer has +1 to strength and dexterity checks, not saving throws checks, so something like athletics or dexterity checks or stealth checks. As long as they have lightning charges, you need medium armor proficiency plus the usual strength saving throw +1. I mean, sure, I guess this is better than just having metallic gloves, but it's not really that great because you only usually have lightning charges during combat, so you're not going to be getting this to help out with your persuasion checks normally. Now the order I'm going in is kind of maybe the order you might encounter these items. We're now down in the Underdark. And you've got Dawn here. This is where the Spectator fight is. This is the Selenite outposts. Just to the side here. I've already got rid of the Spectator. Some of you might recognize this character here. Yeah. So we find the Blast Pendant, Lightning Blast. I think it's going to be easier just to show you this, but still. So you can use this once per long rest, and you get this Lightning Blast condition. So your next lightning spell or cantrip deals additional lightning damage equal to your remaining lightning charges. On hit, all of your lightning charges are consumed. So you want to wait until you've got a lot of lightning charges before using this. Gale has the Blast Pendant and the Spellsparkler. If I use Magic Missile against one enemy or 3 enemies, we get up to 6 charges. I'm now going to use Lightning Blast. And then I'm going to try and use Shocking Grasp on Festival, it looks like. 80% chance to hit. So now we can see we did. I think it kind of misnamed some of these things. So use Festival. He took 10 damage from Shocking Grasp itself. And then we had the Lightning Blast, which comes from the Pendant. And I had 6 lightning charges. And then we had lightning charge damage. Just because I've got a lightning charge, we had 1. And then because we had 5 lightning charges, we rolled a 1d8, which was 7. The thing is, the problem is, at the moment, the tooltip here, the information here is wrong. Like, obviously, it's a damage roll 10, and then it says 7. But it says 10 for all of them. And quite clearly, they're not 10. The game's getting confused as to where the numbers are coming from, at least displaying where the numbers are coming from. However, yeah, this is a lovely way to build up loads and loads of lightning damage. Obviously, if an enemy is wet, they take double that damage. So if Festival had been wet, he would have taken 12 damage here, and 2 and 14 would have been a lot more. Next item can be found with Blurg down in the Myconid colony. Just trade with him. He has the Lifebringer, and the wearer gains lightning charges. They also gain 3 temporary hit points. Just want to point out though that the temporary hit points disappear if the wearer runs out of lightning charges. This can be okay in combat, of course, as long as you are regenerating lightning charges. But as soon as you use them up, you lose your temporary hit points. Keep that in mind. If I get into combat, and I also want to point out that if we do use an AoE, you gain 2 lightning charges per enemy hit. So now Gale has 3 temporary hit points. The penultimate item that depends on lightning charges can be found in Grimforge. So this is down here, that is the skiff you come in on. Walk up the steps, follow round until you come to these deep Rothae. Follow up here, you can just walk up here. You can see a chest just down there. What I'm going to do is take a bit of a shortcut. And just jump down there because I have Featherfall. Because Mistress Grace is a cool item to have. This chest is trapped. Probably best disarm it first. Then open up the chest. Healthy score of 36. And inside we find the real Sparky Sparkswall. This requires shield proficiency, unless you want to take the penalty for wearing armor you're not proficient in. So first of all, it's basically a +1 shield, gives a +3 armor class in total. And then you get this lightning aura, so it consumes 4 lightning charges, so you need 4 lightning charges, which releases a blast of electricity that damages and jolts. What is jolting? They take 1d4 lightning damage. That's not a huge amount, but that's not what this is for. Each turn, and can't take reactions. Removed upon leaving the aura, sadly. So you have to keep close to your enemies to keep this up. So yeah, I'm going to get into a fight, give this to my paladin, and show you what it can do. So I have the real Sparky Sparkswall equipped. And I'm going to use the Watersparkers. I haven't shown you this yet. So he's actually going to do this for himself. He's going to throw some water. And now he's electrocuted because he's standing in some electrified surface. But for the Watersparkers to work, he has to start his turn in the surface to gain 3 lightning charges. So I'm just going to hang around for a bit. Now, unfortunately, because he got hit, there's actually blood here now. There's no electrified surface. So he didn't start his turn inside the water. And so once again, just got hit. And there's blood here instead of water. Getting quite difficult to make this happen. So Morgay got put to sleep, which meant I could actually start my turn inside this electrified surface. So I got 3 lightning charges. However, I'll need to wait until next turn before I can use the shield because I need 4 lightning charges to do that. Right, now we've got 5 lightning charges. Let's go. Lightning aura. Make sure I get into range of everyone that I can. There we are. I've got a few sleeping enemies. So they're all jolted. They all failed their saving throws. But they rolled quite abysmally against it, to be honest. And so now they're jolted. Let's have a look. take 1d4 lightning damage and can't take reactions, which means that you can basically run past anyone without fear of opportunity attack. You can see the deep rothay here. We'll walk past. It says there'll be no opportunity attack. More gear. Let's run past her. And we're fine. So you can see Herdmaster Scarjal actually took some damage at the beginning of his turn. And Herdmaster Scarjal is still jolted. Morgia isn't. But now she is. So actually, it's safe to run past. And perhaps you could actually save some of your allies as well to stop enemies from getting opportunity attacks. I've actually loaded up a slightly different version of events. So we've cleared this area, we've had the deep rothay clear the rubble, and I'm going to start walking towards the next and final item. I'll probably speed this up a bit, but I really want to show you how to get there because it's a bit convoluted. It's easy to get lost in this area.
Nasty surprise.
One good idea is actually to disarm this trap. So we want to get to the other side of here, and I'm actually going to do this in a way I don't normally do, but this just makes it a bit easier, to be honest. Alright, cast jump. Let's have Arena. Now she can jump large distances. There are lots of traps along here. That's what it comes down to. I'm skipping all the traps. And she's a particularly good rogue. Oh, there's a trap right there, in fact. So she can just come and pick this lock. And inside here, there's this chest kind of hidden around the corner. You could easily miss it, to be honest. But in here, we have the Protecty Sparkswall. So it's a robe. You can put this on barbarians and wizards, sorcerers. And the wearer has +1 to armor class and saving throws as long as they have lightning charges. I think this is quite good because there aren't many ways to increase your armor class of caster or your barbarian, I suppose. Let's give it to Gale, not wearing any other robes. I can show this to you right now, can't I? Right, so his armor class is 15. If we then go and hit the vet, his armor class is now 16. And we can see that his constitution saving throw has gone up by 1. His dexterity saving throw, all his saving throws have gone up by 1. Quite a nice one to have. So let me know if this has been useful. This was actually a viewer requested video. A few people actually asked for this. What are your favorite lightning charge items? In fact, do you even like the lightning charge items? Because I know lamented by some. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.